World of YouTube, true crime, a terrible sight, and everything else. And we are going to be doing a comparison today of Universal versus Hollywood Studios. I have been to Universal Studios probably 4-5 times. It is a must-do park. Of course, in 2019, I came back again to do Universal, and I noticed that they had a Hollywood Studios out here. So I did check out the website. And of course they had Toy Story, Lightning McQueen from Cars. They do have Star Wars in there also. But I do not recommend Hollywood Studios. When I first heard of Hollywood Studios and Toy Story and Lightning McQueen, I thought I was gonna get myself into some, good rides. I was thinking, hell, Toy Story will bring you through this whole animated roller coaster ride like The Simpsons at Universal. Because hell, if anybody watched the Toy Story franchise, and if anybody's been to Universal and knows the, virtual rides there, The Simpsons, they did have the friggin' Back to the Future, but that's now gone. The Simpsons took over that building. But they do have Jimmy Fallon, which is pretty cool. They do have Shrek in there. The Minions. And of course, all the seats move. You get sprayed with water. This and that. And I'm thinking, hell, Toy Story, Lightning McQueen. Gonna be sitting in a, roller coaster seat type thing and driving in the pit. Or driving with Lightning McQueen. And you would think they would have this there at Hollywood Studios. But, oh my God. I'm going to tell you something right now. If I was to choose Universal or Hollywood, I'd most definitely choose Universal. And Hollywood Studios, I don't recommend nobody going to it. I literally got there at 9 a.m. and was done at 11:45. I reached the booth about noon. So that's only like 3 hours, 10, 11, 12, yeah. 2.5, 3 hours. And I was disappointed. They do have Aerosmith there, which I thought they closed down, but they didn't. Yeah, that's right. The Aerosmith ride still exists. I thought that was in Universal Studio, mind you, but it wasn't. Now, the catch is with Hollywood Studio is, and what makes it very, very bad, poor. The only reason why I would give Hollywood Studios 2 stars is for the Aerosmith ride. Now, I'm sure the Star Wars ride was good, is good, They have virtual rides in there of that, but the lines are ridiculous. Of course, anywhere you go, but yeah, I didn't get to do them. One of them you have to log in, mind you, on the app, which makes it more difficult. Because if you don't log in at a certain time, then the virtual room, you gotta log in at a certain time. Then the show started. The sign-ins start at 7 and 1. I got up exactly at 7, boom, got on that app, bang. And it was saying, no, all it said was you got to go to the 1 o'clock. That's how fast that thing loads up. And right, it's not a ride where you sit there and wait. You have to log in to sign into it. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure it's 2 awesome rides if you're a true Star Wars fan. But that's another catch. There's only 3 rides. And 4, but one's an attraction. One is a virtual, but I don't know what the hell it does, and it was not getting the attention as the other 2 rides. And altogether 4 there. Toy Story, no virtual rides. A roller coaster. I don't know what the other thing was, but it was not an interesting. Can tell you that. There was only 3 rides to that. It might have been virtual, but I think it was pretty lame. You're not going on some virtual ride where you're going to go in seats and, say so, ride an RC, which that's what I would expect from a Toy Story, ride. Trying to get Woody, right? Nope, not even that. The Slinky ride is boring as hell. Just by looking at it, there ain't nothing to it. So the only thing I did there today was Aerosmith, the Lightning McQueen, and I think that was it. 2 friggin' rides. 2. Indiana Jones was there, but it wasn't even a ride. It's a live show with a guy that dresses up as him. Now, if anything, you would think with the franchise of Indiana Jones, hell, even E.T., I think is Steven Spielberg. I think Indiana Jones is either George Lucas or Steven Spielberg, right? You'd think that would be a virtual friggin' ride. It's not. And today it was closed down. There was a lot of things closed down. And there's a museum to Star Wars, but that was closed down with characters. You got characters you hang with, or you have the museum with all the characters, I guess. But half of that was closed down. The Little Mermaid, I guess, was closed down. Even though that wasn't a show I wasn't going to go see, but that was closed down. So a lot of things in there. I'm sure Universal has limited things too, but I think I would have rather spend a day there than Hollywood Studios. In the lines, right? The crowds in the park. And lo and behold, Hollywood Studios, it's not his own park. It is just added on additions to Epcot, I believe. And if anybody's been to Epcot, Disney World is definitely for little ones, under 12. Other than that, if you want action-packed adventure like Spider-Man, the Hulk, even that is a worth. And Men in Black. Hell, they even got the little things you can go through in the building to look at. Spider-Man has all the 80s stuff, telephones, old computers, awesome crap. And I mean, it's worth going on 4 or 5 friggin' times. Other than that, the Lightning McQueen ride wasn't even a ride. It was virtual, but it's not like you're sitting in there getting thrown around in a seat. You sit on benches, and it is cool, though, that Lightning McQueen is a full-blown car. But I don't know if it's like imagery or a real car, but... And then that's about a race and blah, 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 but you know what? Not worth it. You know, you can just sit there and go about... If you're a huge Star Wars fan, then you will... And you're like the wait. If you can wait for the lines, it's worth it for you. And we'll give it to that. They do got some cool stuff in, you know, buildings and the Han Solo ship, Luke Skywalker ship, stuff like that on display. But other than that, folks, I do not recommend Hollywood Studios. I'm sorry. Here I am thinking there was going to be a lot more in that park. Thinking, hey, they're stepping up their game with Universal, right? The commercials make it look better than what it is, that's for sure. Putting the studio in there, Hollywood Studio, that to me, false advertisement. Because you're not getting a full-blown studio like Universal. Virtual stuff, ride stuff, stuff that I did like the Muppets, but they did have stuff in there that should have splashed you with water, should have done this, but it didn't. And the benches in there didn't move like Shrek. And there was some stuff in there that could have moved around with the Muppets, but it didn't. But all in all, you know, you got the 2 old guys in there busting everybody's chops. And that was my worth seeing, because I love them guys. Because you can't get that anymore. Oh my God, if you go bust someone's chops. Yet ragged on. But I'm sorry. I was very disappointed today. 2 rides I went in. And I mean, yeah, I was looking for my money back, but 3 hours they consider as a day. Oh, you spend half a day here. The only thing you can get out of it is another park. So I did do something that I did once before, but I'll have to do it again. And, yeah, even that ain't worth the price I paid for... And, of course, I'm not a Florida resident. You don't get discounts. And I'm glad I didn't go with 3 parks. Because then I would have lost out on a lot more, I would have think. So, I mean, experience, folks. The studio part is just a gimmick. It's nothing like Universal. And I mean, yeah, I'm once was a Disney fan, but now it's like, wow. I don't even know what to think of it no more. It's bad. I wish I could get my money back, but whatever. Of course, they have their stupid policies, and but yet they can charge people out of their a-holes and not give a great performance of people's expectations. It's really disappointing. I did go to Disney World when I was a kid. It was, you know, one of the, yeah, of course, you gotta be a kid. Time of your life. But growing up to know that they took a park and just added a little more to it, and at that, the rides are just, wow. There's no words that can explain this. No words. But if you, with the choose a park, go to Universal. It sucks though that Universal got rid of their Jaws ride. I used to like that one. But you can watch it on YouTube. What it used to do. I know one of my kids, I scared the crap out of him when the shark Jaws jumped out of the water. But back then I didn't have video recorder, so I didn't get to record it. Of course, you can't record on it anyways, but... Oh yeah. So, that's my review, folks. Universal Hollywood Studios. Review. I'll tell you. Save your money. It's just a name and a gimmick. But if you are a Star Wars fan, well, then I can't stop you from that. And they do have a lot of Star Wars stuff in there. But I was expecting a whole lot more. And it's not there, man. It's at Universal. So until the next video, be safe, take care, and beware. Because you don't know what's out there that's ripping you off. Out.